Yep, we're live. Finally, we're joined by people on YouTube. You guys missed the entire week, and I'm not going over it again. So here is the following week, Monday. What the cheap colors have raw. Oh,
welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody.
Your dreams.
All right. Anyway, as you saw on the Saturday, usually I do a foreshadowing of what the next week is going to be on Saturday. So the foreshadowing is what Closet Cat's kind of realizes that he's a useless cat. So we have this Felicia, Bogash, and Closet Cat. Fido's not in Monday. I guess he's got Monday off. I don't like to sleep all day, and I don't really like fish. You know, I think I might be a dog. Cat that doesn't work on dogs. Looks at the catnip, thinks about it for a second. Oh, meow, never mind.
Meow.
Is that what catnip looks like? Cheap colors? It's just green?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think it's kind of fluffy like that either.
Probably
You know,
almost have it like marijuana.
If someone would have referenced this, it would be. All right,
everything's legal in Massachusetts.
Monday. Oh, wait a minute. We seem to have lost YouTube again on the monitor. Just want to make sure it runs. Let's go home. Is everything legal in Massachusetts?
No,
what is it? All right, let's try that again. Yeah, okay, cool. It looks like YouTube is playing. All right, here is the Tuesday. We have Fido and Closet Cat again. What's it like being a dog? It's great. We control the world. We tell people what to do and protect them. How do you do that? By barking. The world fears and respects a barking dog. Woof. Don't do that. Sounds creepy coming from a cat. So I wasn't going to do this whole storyline because Fido doesn't go into political stuff now, and suddenly transitioning from a dog to a cat even, might be considered a political statement. Now, this is just a cat who wants to be a dog. And then with the whole Charlie Kirk thing happened, well, I guess even worse. But yeah.
You shouldn't use.
What I was worried about was the British freedom of speech laws. I was afraid if I went to Gatwick and I had a cat who transitioned into a dog, I would be considered persona non grata and get arrested, like Mr. Linehan did. He's a comedy writer for a few TV shows in Britain. But when I first heard about the whole Charlie Kirk thing from DJ Cobra, I have no idea who Charlie Kirk was, but I did hear about his organization, Turning Point. Yes, it's he's like after the whole Limbaugh era, advanced conservative studies, like a lot of cottage industry sprouted up around conservatism, and Turning Point was one of the things that popped up, like Right Side Media and a bunch of other places. And then I said, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Charlie Kirk, that was the guy they made fun of on South Park. The week before this? They had Eric Cartman with Charlie's hairstyle, doing Charlie's bit. Charlie would talk to college students. See, there's your first mistake, Mr. Kirk. When you correct a stupid person, they don't say, "Oh, gee, thanks." No. You made an enemy. Oh, gee, thanks for correcting me. And I was worried about the whole Charlie Kirk thing because the original storyline came up that was that the assassin might have been a transgender. He wasn't, but the guy he lived with is a transgender furry. So I don't know. But apparently he like wrote the word "take this fascist" or something like that on the bullets.
Ooh.
And I hate to bring this up again, but the definition of fascism really does not apply to a guy who wants to talk to you. If there was like an anti-fascist, it probably would have been Mr. Kirk here. I had to explain the whole definition of fascism here to George R.R. Martin months and months ago. That's why he's on the board. And also, well, in this South Park episode, what gave him the reason why no one said anything about Charlie Kirk is because they had, besides having Trump sleeping with Satan, they had Kristi Noem, the Homeland Security woman, shooting dogs. And I didn't know this story whatsoever. But apparently, when she was a VP contender, this story came out. This story is about a year old. South Dakota governor includes bloody tale in campaign volume, admits a better politician wouldn't tell this story here. There we go. In 2024, Kristi Noem, a strong contender named running mate Donald Trump, presumptive Republican nominee, has managed to go one step further by admitting killing of a dog of her own.
Wow.
Cricket was a wild hair pointer about 14 months old, the South Dakotan governor writes in a new book, adding the dog, a female, had an aggressive personality. She needed to be trained to be used for hunting pheasants. What unfolds over the next few pages shows how that effort went very wrong indeed, and remarkably how Cricket was not the only domestic animal Noem chose to kill one day in hunting season. Noem's book, No Going Back, The Truth on What's Wrong with Politics and How We Move America Forward, that's quite a title, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Will be published next month. Who cares? Let's hear the story. She includes her story about the ill-fated cricket and says to illustrate her unfortunately, Cricket ruined the hunt, going out of her mind with excitement, chasing all those birds and having the time of her life. So the dog was enjoying itself, prancing around, chasing birds. Noem describes calling Cricket, then using an electronic collar to attempt to bring her under control. A shock collar. Oh, wonderful.
Oh, she's a peach.
Nothing worked. You're telling me the shock collar didn't work?
Jesus.
Then on the way home, after the hunt, as Noem stopped to talk to a local family, Cricket escaped Noem's truck and attacked the family's chickens, grabbing one chicken at a time and crunching it to death with one bite, and then dropping it to attack another.
Ew.
Cricket, the untrainable dog, Noem writes, behaved like a trained assassin. When Noem finally grabbed Cricket, she says the dog whipped around to bite me.
Oh, well, that was the last one.
Then, as the chicken's owner wept, Noem repeatedly apologized, wrote the shocked family a check for the price they asked, and helped them dispose of the carcasses, littering the scene of the crime.
And they had
Through it all, Noem says
fried chicken.
Cricket was the picture of pure joy. I hated that dog, Noem writes,
Oh.
adding that Cricket had proved herself untrainable, dangerous to anyone she came into contact with, and less than worthless as a hunting dog. At that moment, Noem says, I realized I had to put her down. Noem also represented her state in Congress, got her gun, then led Cricket to a gravel pit.
Look
It
at the
was-
flowers, Cricket. Look at the flowers.
It was not a pleasant job, she writes, but it had to be done. And after it was over, I realized another unpleasant job needed to be done. Incredibly, Noem's tale of slaughter is not finished.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Then I went after the family because they were witnesses.
Her family, she writes,
Oh, Jesus. I was kidding.
also owned a male goat that was nasty and mean because it had not been
She
castrated.
was on a killing spree? Oh, no.
Furthermore, the goat smelled, quote, disgusting, musky, and rancid, and loved to chase Noem's children, knocking them down and ruining their clothes.
Oh, no.
Noem decided to kill the unnamed goat the same way she had just killed Cricket, the dog.
What the fuck is wrong with this
But
woman?
though she dragged him to a gravel pit, the goat jumped as she shot and therefore survived the wound. Noem says she went back to her truck, retrieved another shell, and then hurried back to the gravel pit to put him down.
Yeah, you can't let that fucking go away.
At that point, Noem writes, she realized a construction crew had watched her kill both animals. Witnesses.
So she began to shoot at the construction worker.
The startled workers swiftly got back to work, she writes, only for a school bus to arrive to drop off Noem's children.
Jesus Lord. Oh.
Her daughter looked around, confused,
and wanted to know where her dog
and asked, "Hey, where's Cricket?"
Jeez. And then and the construction worker said, "Kid, we got a problem."
Wow. How have I not heard? How have I not heard of this story?
How did I not? I haven't heard of this.
Well, I guess this is why.
Been in a hospital.
I guess this is why she never became vice president. We love animals, Noem said, but tough decisions like this happen all the time on a farm. Sadly, we just had to put down 3 horses a few weeks back
We walked
that had been in the family for 25 years. More witnesses. The governor also said her book contained more real, honest, politically incorrect stories that have the media gasping.
Jesus. Sounds like that might have been what she was going for. More politically incorrect stories. I think she found her.
Oh, wow. so I guess I understand Matt and Trey.
I'm sorry, but I've never heard you go, wow. Like that before.
So Matt and Trey used to be our free speech heroes in the world. And now apparently free speech heroes are all people who want to talk about Charlie Kirk. And let's see, Matthew Dodd lost his job at NBC after a Charlie Kirk commentary. Let's see, I wonder what Matthew Dodd actually said. Do we have... leading to hateful actions. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? Okay. Dowd said shortly after the shooting Wednesday that Kirk was a divisive figure, quote, who was constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts that lead to hateful words, which lead to hateful actions. And I think that the environment, that's the environment we're in. Yeah, I've never heard a hateful word from Mr. Kirk, but I never heard of him before he got killed. So what can I say? Another person who lost her job would be Gretchen Felker Martin here. She said, "I hope the bullet is okay after hating Charlie Kirk." She's the former writer of the DC comic book Red Hat. And the day the book came out, she was fired. That's it. Now, I've not seen a firing this fast since Disney fired Harlan Ellison. Now, Harlan Ellison, first day on the job, he drives up and they've got a parking space with his name painted on the ground. Harlan Ellison. So he's got his own parking space. He goes in, he's got his office. It's lush, it's wonderful. He goes down for an early lunch and he's talking to all his coworkers. And yeah, I'll take up the reading here. A few hours after arriving for his first day at work at Disney Studios, Ellison and several fellow writers headed off to the studio commissary for lunch. Once there, Ellison jokingly suggested they do a Disney porn flick and proceeded to act out parts while imitating the voices of several animated Disney characters. Unbeknownst to him, on the other table where the rest of the studio, Disney studio brass were listening, while Ellison is saying,
Pinocchio, lie to me.
No, well, Mickey divorced Minnie because she was fucking goofy. That's stuff like that. Anyway, by the time he finished lunch and got back to his office, there was a pink slip on his desk. And when he walked out to his car, they had already painted over his name in the parking spot.
They were nothing not efficient. And this was a long time.
So, adding to our free speech heroes of the week, we have Jimmy Kimmel. Now, let's get Jimmy Kimmel's actual thing. Here we go, transcript. Now, I'm gonna read the actual transcript of Jimmy Kimmel's bit, and I hope that everyone at home can hold their sides because this is a comedic monologue. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Jimmy. I'm the host of the show. Well, thank you. Hang on.
He says,
Yes.
okay.
Thank you very much. Welcome. Thank you for joining me here in Los Angeles, the second largest city in our bitterly divided nation, where, like the rest of the country, we're still trying to wrap our heads around the senseless murder of the popular podcaster and conservative activist Charlie Kirk yesterday, whose death has amplified our anger, our differences. Okay, so far, Jimmy, you're doing
That's
well.
fine.
Yep. But it's not funny though. But okay,
No.
When something happens, I guess you
don't have to be funny.
Okay. And I've seen a lot of extraordinarily vile responses to this from both sides of the political spectrum. Some people are cheering this, which is something I won't ever understand. So far, so good, Jimmy, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had another school shooting yesterday in Colorado, the 100th of the year. And with all these terrible things happening, you would think that our president would at least make an attempt to bring us back together. But he didn't. President Obama did. President Biden did. President Bush and Clinton did. President Trump did not. Instead, he blamed Democrats for their rhetoric. The man who told a crowd of supporters that maybe the Second Amendment people should do something about Hillary Clinton. The man who said he wouldn't mind if someone shot through the fake news media. The man who unleashed a mob on the Capitol and said Liz Cheney should face 9 barrels shooting at her for supporting his opponent, blames the radical left for their rhetoric. That's pretty measured, right? Condemning the violence, calling for unity, pointing out Trump's hypocrisy about the violent rhetoric. Saying, okay. Back to Kimmel.
Mm-hmm.
That was the writer. Okay, back to Kimmel. We hit new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk. As anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how the president is taking this. And they got a video of Trump. Actually, I've seen this video. Trump really looks old. He's hunched over. He looks like he's got some osteoporosis.
That's what happens when you're in the presidency.
So we got Trump saying, "My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask you, sir, personally, how are you holding up the last day and a half?" And I'm not going to do a Trump impression because I don't do impressions. I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all those trucks? They just started construction on a new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And
Back to Kimmel. Yes, he's at the 4th stage of grief construction. Okay, a joke. Finally, the first joke. 4th stage of grief.
yeah.
Demolition construction. This is how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay? 2 jokes.
What is he?
And that's it. That's what triggered the government crackdown. It wasn't a government crackdown. Listen, they've been trying to get rid of Jimmy Kimmel's for the longest time. The reason why Colbert was bitching is because he was like the #1 late night ranked show. Jimmy Kimmel cost more money, and he's like 3rd or 4th.
Mm-hmm.
We read that shit from Kimmel last week. He doesn't know where money comes from. Saying, "Well, geez, I'm getting paid. We must be making money." What are we going to have on the board today? What the hell? Let's put Eric Cartman on the board because he says woke is dead. We don't have any half-naked women this week, so maybe...
Woke is dead.
Woke is dead, yes. Well, hey, back to the... I'm sorry. We were in the middle of reading a comic strip here. I read that one. So as Closet Cat and Felicia comes up with some scissors and a baseball bat. She says, "I can help you transform into a dog. We can cut off your whiskers and then beat you in the head until you have enough brain damage to qualify as a dog." I don't know. Do I have to lose my whiskers? And Wednesday. Well, I guess that's the end of that. Wednesday the 1st. I know. Okay. I need the second, third, fourth, fifth from you. You're all on your table.
Well, yeah, you usually take them. I didn't even know you were going.
It's good to see that we're really prepared for this week's show.
Okay, there you go. Second.
Give me everything this time.
Honey, I think I did. Yeah, that is all that's news.
Okay. So, to continue the storyline, Two Colors hasn't finished with these yet.
Nope.
This is Thursday. A burglar breaks into the apartment and Closet Cat pops out. Bark, bark. What are you doing? I'm the watchdog around here tonight. You're a cat, but I identify as a dog. And Fido approaches. Don't tell me you're going to meow at me. No, but I stole your wallet. Okay, that goes to the Two Colors.
I can't.
Friday in the bar. Closet Cat runs in. There's Fido. There's Bo. Cat Boss. But Closet Cat runs in. Woof, woof. That means I'll have a cold soda pop, please. I'm a dog, you know. And you pay the dog price. No cat discount. Wait a second. There's no cat discount. You believe that you can be a dog, but you don't believe in cat discounts? And the Friday over. Colors. And here is Saturday. I think we end the transformation of Closet Cat into a dog. Unlike so many other transformations, this one actually can go back because, well, nothing's been snipped off. Still has his whiskers. Oh, never snip off your whiskers, folks. Fido and Closet Cat. You're not trying to be a dog anymore? I decided to be proud of what I am. I am a cat, and I will work hard to be the best cat that I can be.
That's right.
Not setting the bar too high, huh? You'll excuse me now. I have some napping to catch up with. Y'all, anyone who owns a cat, they know that they would track the sand out of their litter box. So, yeah. Sort of a little visual joke there. All right. Hey, Eric, how you doing? Will you sit there for a minute? Well. This is all that the next week, we can all work on. Well, I've got the Monday already penciled lightly. We might go over this with a darker pencil today, or we might draw a new one. Who knows? Depends how the cartoonist feels. Because the reason why we do this is to make me happy. And whatever will make me happy is what I'm going to do. Not you people, but me. Don't ever do anything that doesn't make you happy. All right, we have.
That's why I came home.
It makes me happy too. Colorist. We have Fido, Dino, and the cats are on the cat tree over there. Fido says, "Are you accusing me of something? Somebody put his golf club through the TV, left muddy paw prints all over, broke the lamp, and ripped the stuffing out of the couch."
Oh my!
And Fido looks conspiratorially over his shoulder. Do you think it was one of the cats? So we do the penciling for this one today. We get to do all the fun stuff of just lavish doing his destruction, which may or may not be fun. All right, we'll put that up there. Tuesday, I haven't done nothing but the lettering. Let's figure out what's going on here. I guess we have Fido on the couch. Says Closet Cat's over here. It says, "Closet Cat, would you get that golf club for me?" And the golf club is sticking out of the television set like it was up here. Closet Cat says, "Sure." And as he's reaching for it, Bo enters the room and sees him with the golf club and the broken TV. Yells, "Bad, bad cat!" And the last panel, we have Closet Cat on the cat tree looking punished, sitting next to Felicia, who explains, "Do you understand now why cats don't fetch?" It's going to take a lot of drawing to make that funny. Here is the Wednesday. Let's see what's going on in this one. Okay, we have the cats sitting on the cat tree. The closet cat says, "I'm tired of Fido getting me into trouble."
Yeah.
Felicia says, "You're a cat, aren't you?" Closet cat says, "Yeah, you're right. Revenge is second nature to us," as he's going off. And she says, "Actually, what I was meant to say is cats can't get in trouble." And Closet cat had already gone off to do whatever he's going to do, and we hear from, it's still a picture of Felicia sitting here on the cat tree, looking in the direction the closet cat just went. Bad cat. And Felicia says, "Well, maybe he's not a cat." Anyway, that's all in the drawing too. Here is the Thursday. That's one. We haven't done the Friday yet. What's going on with this one? All right, cats are back on the cat tree again. Closet cat says, "I can't do this without you. If I'm going to get revenge on Fido, I need your help." So Felicia pushes him off the cat tree, where Closet cat lands on his head, painfully splattered on the floor. And Bo enters and says, "What happened?" And Felicia says, "Fido attacked us." And then off screen we hear bad dog. And Closet cat, crumpled in pain on the ground, says to Felicia, "Thanks."
Oh.
Kind of cute.
Oh.
So that's that entire week. None of it's been drawn. What are we going to do today? Gee, how much time were you working on here? The horrible part. Okay, we only got 26 minutes on YouTube. So we got a half hour to do this. But Rumble's probably going to go long today. So we usually go an hour. Warning for people to Rumble, since you got all that 15 or 20 minutes in before YouTube did. This will go longer for you. And if anybody on YouTube wants to see the 15 or 20 minutes that you missed, go over to Rumble. Sign up for Rumble. Rumble needs your support. All right. Where are my pencils? That's a good question.
I haven't been here, so I can't blame you.
Yeah, I know. No, well, when the new computer came, I cleaned everything up.
And that was his first mistake.
Here we go.
Find him?
Yeah. Blocks fell over, so I couldn't see them. So the rough penciling is done with a basic Dixon Ticonderoga No. 2 pencil. That's the old pencil they had you do your SATs in school, because it's infinitely erasable. And in fact, this thing's been sitting here for a couple of days and it's almost faded away. They would never allow you to use a weapons quality pencil like the Blackwing when you're doing your SAT, because these suckers, they don't erase. So, as you know, Blackwing pencils were used by award-winning creators throughout the 20th century. And despite the cult following, they fell victim to cost-cutting measures in the 1990s. The machine that made that little tip broke, and it wasn't worth fixing it. And were discontinued in the 1990s, but not forgotten. Analog-minded devotees began paying as much as $40 for a single pencil. That box costs like $35. About a dozen in the box. We acquired the brand in 2010 and brought back Blackwing for a growing culture of artists, musicians, and everyday people looking to unplug and live mindfully, and also not be able to erase your pencil. Crafted with California incense cedar and Japanese graphite. Everyone knows the best graphite comes from Japan, of course. Iconic design and replaceable eraser. Yeah, well, useless eraser. Let's call it that. Yeah, I guess sales go to help music and art programs in schools. Well, let's sharpen this sucker. Because otherwise, it's pointless. Okay, Irving on camera 1. Could you zoom into about here so the people at home can see somewhat of what we're doing? Okay. If you can, Irving, try to get the camera somewhat straight. And don't jump around so much, Irving. People will get seasick. As you all know, cartoonists are the dirtiest, filthiest creatures in the face of the planet, so I have to wear this, a glove, to keep me from getting much more of my filth onto the page. And we're going to be joined by Eric Cartman, who will tell us that woke is dead. And hopefully, if there's a cartoon character and not a half-naked woman on the page, we won't get restricted by YouTube.
But you don't have your restrictions.
No, oops. No, actually, to tell you the truth, I don't
You
care.
are for sure.
Well, I'm really not running a YouTube channel. I'm just trying to promote a comic strip. Let's just make the lines a little bit darker and refine the drawing here, so that when I go over it with a brush later on, it looks nicer. And this closet cat, and we just have this much of Felicia showing. Cats, of course, are asleep because it's daytime. And let's see, let me think. Yeah, okay, that's back there. So I don't have to worry. Don't have to worry about the cat tree sitting through. The cat tree is cutting Closet Cat's face off in half here, but over here, I don't have to worry about it. Now, here's our hero, Fido. And are you accusing me of something? So he's got to have an absolute innocent look on his face. And anyone seen a Disney cartoon, to do an innocent look, you need big, soulful eyes and an honest look. And the eyebrows are going back. The acting of the cartoon characters, always very important. And the tail is up, alert, he's paying attention, and he's doing like a split of both hands. Are you accusing me of something? Both hands are sort of split out like that in a subline. And arm tapers down like that, which I didn't do before, and there we go. Now, I should explain, in the original drawing, vanishing point is here and over here. So we have a 3D world here. And I made sure that Fido's shoulders, as well as Bo's shoulders, are in the proper perspective so that they can fit in this world better. And this perspective really is given away by, see the cat tree box right there? So everybody at home drawing a comic strip, be sure to properly set your vanishing points and use them. Now, Bo's a little bit angry here, so we're just going to do that to his eyes. And looking down, and I'm keeping the eyebrows still up because he's just... He's not murdered. He's not. He's not Kristi Boehm. What was her name?
Oh.
He's not the.
I just heard the story, but I forgot her name already. I think I'm trying to put her out of my head.
He's not the Homeland Security lady. My God, I think we're gonna have to put Kristi on the page. Where is she? There we go. Kristi Noem. Yeah, he's not dog murdering yet. So I guess she was going to be a vice presidential candidate.
Oh, that.
So one of the other jokes they were using on South Park, they had her face like melting off and like as if she had like facelifts. Not a very good photo of her, so I can't really tell if she's had facelifts. What are you folks think at home?
Yeah, no face, no.
Yeah.
She definitely had.
Yeah? Okay. Chief Gunn says she has.
Yeah. I mean, she's not as bad as some people.
Yeah, she's not a Kardashian yet. Well, usually, when they do the facelift, the first thing they do is they Michael Jackson the nose.
Yeah, she hasn't really done that kind of contour in her nose yet.
And also, then they puff out the lips.
Her jawline looks like
The Kardashian the lips. Yeah. She's got a jawline there that men would be proud of. Yeah, so I see why she didn't become the vice presidential candidate, because the whole dog killing thing probably would have reached my ears by that time then. So hey, while I'm killing things, you got anything that needs killing? Yeah, the goat. Okay.
I got my gun out and everything. I don't want to put my gun away. It's gonna be
And what she have? Like a single shot musket? She has to go back to her truck and reload. Wait a second, I got to tamp down this bullet.
She might. What state is she from?
I don't know. South Dakota.
Mm.
We are, deep behind enemy lines here in Boston, which is why I was really originally concerned about doing the trans species cat, because I don't want to, cause any trouble here. I suppose it's a different audience out there in South Dakota. They're more used to the murdering of pets.
Well, when you gotta put it down, you gotta put it down, and then, like I said, you got your gun out. So.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell.
Anything else needs killing?
Yeah. So with this, with all the cancel culture going on here with the Charlie Kirk thing, it's why didn't they bitch about the cancel culture that was going on the other side of the aisle? We got Gina Carano, we had Tucker Carlson.
That wasn't fair.
Do I even have the list? Yeah, I guess I probably should just continue drawing. Yeah, whatever. There goes that. Yeah, doesn't matter. All right, back to work. So we're doing a whole belt thing here with the pants. Usually Bo just has his shirt sticking out, and his hands are in fists. 3, 4. Oh yeah, he sort of is doing a Kristi Noem here. So people are canceling Disney Plus because of the loss of Jimmy Kimmel, apparently. If half of these people who canceled Disney Plus just watched Jimmy Kimmel's show, they wouldn't have had to cancel him. He has ratings that are lower than a lot of YouTubers. And I'll have to restate, he cost more than Colbert did. And you gave me the story that our friend Bill had canceled his Disney Plus, and this is before I heard that they would, the reason why they were doing this. See, this week we've been completely disconnected from all pop culture. We had no idea that there was a left-wing canceling of Disney Plus. So everyone on the right wing has already canceled Disney Plus because of how they fucked up Star Wars and how they've been putting all this messaging in children's media. And I've always criticized Disney for being a creative company with no creatives. So the right wing has already sort of boycotted and left them. Now the left wing is boycotting and leaving them because of free speech issues in Jimmy Kimmel. And of all people to become a leftist free speech person, Jimmy friggin' Kimmel. I remember the Man Show.
No one remember the Man Show?
We had like girls bouncing on trampolines.
But that was the necessary.
Hey, Jimmy, if you did that on late night TV, you wouldn't have been canceled. You would have had an audience. Bring back Adam Carolla. What's poor Adam doing these days? He's in the boo trying to buy real estate after the fire. Poor Adam's not even working anymore. Yeah. Okay, so he's got both hands out. Somebody put his golf club to the TV set, and there are muddy paw prints all over the place. And something we also have to remember to do is we're just going to darken his paw prints just a little bit. You'll just see the hand here, but over here you'll see the hand, and you'll see the foot, and you'll see,
I didn't want to make them too dark.
Well,
Oh,
pardon?
no, those aren't the colored ones.
No. This is for you. Haven't done this yet, but I'm gonna leave a pencil mark on there
Yeah.
so that you can get the joke. And I gotta put another point in this pencil, please. So the left is canceling Disney Plus. The right has already canceled Disney Plus. I've never seen an American company fuck up so royally as Disney is. They got both sides going after them now.
We're supposed to have polarizing nation, and they're both poles.
Bipolar nation. But the one thing they can agree on is they all hate
Yeah,
Disney Plus.
yeah.
So Disney, you are uniting the nation in our
There you
hatred
go.
for you.
There you go.
Even I see cartoonists here can see the bright side of everything. Disney, you're uniting the nation. You're a uniter, not a divider, Disney. We all hate you.
Now it's the case of the friend of my, no, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
I had questioned Bill and your cousin because they still subscribe to Time magazine.
That was a while ago, but yeah.
I saw it. Time magazine used to be a magazine, something substantial. I actually used it for research in high school. It looked like a friggin' newsletter.
No, well, it was Time Pamphlet.
Time
It's
pamphlet.
Time Light.
Yeah.
Time Light.
I was like, well, why you subscribe to this? Oh, I don't know, just have something to read in the bathroom. Okay, we'll have the golf club going through the TV there at that angle. So 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to use a little ruler here just to get the line straight now, and we'll freehand it in ink. That gives us more of an organic feel when it's freehanded in ink. It is dark outside. Usually this show is done by now.
I know. It's gotten very dark.
Yeah. Look, the rolling ruler has made an appearance in yet another show. How wonderful. All right, now Fido's just poking his head around the TV and putting his paw on the TV, and we have one paw mark right there, another paw mark right there.
This is the last day of autumn, isn't it? I mean, yeah.
No,
last day of summer.
Summer, yeah, first day of
Last
autumn.
day of autumn.
And I do a spider web crack in the TV. I finally, after many years, learned what a broken TV looks like. Fido's been breaking TVs for years now, and it took me this long to reference it. And again, there are more dog prints on the ground. And we go to the left here. There's the couch. So camera pans to the stage right, but Bo's left. And I've got to make Bo a little angrier, so his brow furrows more. And now his eyebrows are starting to arch over here. As he continues his complaint, you broke the lamp and ripped the stuffing out of the couch. Mouth a little angrier. Oh yeah, it's a good progression of that to that. And let's see, his hand is still in the fist. Let's see, no, it's in the fist now. It wasn't in the fist earlier. In this hand, he's just gesturing with. Let's have a little wrinkle there in the shirt. Oops, it's going into his belt. I forgot he's tucked in his shirt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons. The pocket. And let's get this hand gesture first. Doing drawing the hand in this case, I would just do a circle and then thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's the thumb, there's the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky, and there you go. That's how you draw on a finger or a hand. I mean, for all of you at home who are drawing a comic strip. And it's a little bit funnier if his shirt gets that thin, trying to show movement in a still image is subjective.
Yeah.
Now Fido is poking himself, his poking out from behind Bo. Let's get a sharpness on that pencil. Looking absolutely innocent, up at all. Actually, have him look up at the hand. As he's more or less playing Bo, engaging in how he's going to get away with this.
Is he going to do it?
Fido always gets away with it.
That's true.
This is the week where he blames Closet Cat for everything. Oh, I don't even have. Maybe I do. I read that one. So you can't see it, but he's knocked over the lamp back here. There are paw prints all over the lamp. The lamp is busted. Here is the couch with the arm ripped, stuffing popping out of it. There's a dog paw on the couch. Couch is ripped here, another dog paw, and stuffing has been spilled out onto the floor. Hey, let's do the last panel here, and we can send everybody home. Let's put another point on the pencil. And this is Fido innocently looking over his shoulder and saying, "Gee whiz." Now, let's have him looking up a bit because he's looking up to the cat tree, which is off panel to the left. So where last week we were all into controversial things of transgender, trans-species cats. Now we're just talking about a dog blaming cats for everything. We're back to form. And Bo is just tired and worn out here. We'll put his eyes down at half mast. Why do I bother? See, the ear goes from the bottom of the nose to the top of the eyes. So have you ever had to put down a pet, Chief Colorist?
Yeah. We had a dog that,
You murdered a dog.
I didn't murder the dog.
Your father murdered a dog.
No, my mother.
Your mother murdered a dog.
Well, she took the dog to the vet.
Okay, yeah. That's the way we would usually do it. We take him to the vet. Make the vet do the dirty deed.
Exactly. But yeah, but I was older too.
I was expecting you to say something about, oh yeah, we put down a horse.
No.
Because she had ponies.
No, because the horses and the ponies went to the farm.
Oh, okay. I had a dog go to a farm.
We probably went to the same
And my sister had a rabbit that went to the farm, and I later learned it went to one of the jockeys at Suffolk Downs who cooked it.
Ew, ew, ew.
Them's good eating.
Ugh.
For some reason, we tend not to eat our pets. I don't know why. We would think of rabbits probably a pretty good pet to have. That and maybe a duck. Chicken. I want a pet chicken. Yeah, a pet cow. It's just too much of a mess to clean up.
That chicken, you.
All right.
Probably at least one egg.
Hey, we got to come up with a title for this. Irving, on camera one, could you zoom out and get a bigger shot of the board? Where I had expected to have Eric Cartman on the table, we ended up with a woman after all, Kristi Noem, our Homeland Security woman, dog trainer extraordinaire. That dog won't do that again.
No. I was gonna say, should be that.
Dog trainer, dog training. We'll call this dog training with Kristi. All right. Thank you for joining us for Fido Live number 166. I finally got it done after so many weeks of being off. After we finish this Chief Colorist, we've got to, let me get the camera straighter. After we finish this Chief Colorist, we have to do all the recordings for the comic strip for the week. So you might as well stay there. Don't leave us just yet. As for the people at home at YouTube and Rumble, I'm going to have to say goodbye to you. We'll say goodbye to the Rumble people first because they've already enjoyed a longer show. And stream at Rumble and stream and close room. And are we going to give the people at YouTube some extra content? No. Thank you for joining us, YouTube.